So today is Wednesday, July 16th, and beginning our day. There's this phrase in Thai, kit my og, which means like I don't have anything to say. Can't think of anything. One way we can use the work period is to bring up joy in the practice. This is called Dhamma piti, joy connected with the Dhamma. And I found that when we put our heart into an activity, then we can experience joy while we're doing it. So whether sweeping, if we're just trying to get it done and move on to the next thing, then it's not a very joyful occasion. It's not a very joyful activity. But if we focus on what we're doing, for example, we're sweeping the sidewalks here, sweeping the steps, the stairwells, and just doing it slowly and mindfully and getting it to be really clean, then that's a way to make it more joyful. Or if we see a place that needs to be cleaned, then we clean it. So say we're doing kitchen cleanup, and in the monastery, we try to not do it just as a job. So we try to relate to the work here not as a job, not like a job in the world where you just have to get a certain number of tasks done and check them off the list. But here it's all about cultivating mindfulness. So it's about seeing the dirty corners in the rooms and whatnot and cleaning them. And so, for example, in our dwelling places, rather than just going through the motions of sweeping the floor, to really get the floor clean and really get the dwelling place clean, we actually have to get down on our hands and knees and have the paper towels and the Windex or the floor cleaner and get every little nook and cranny and go along the tops of the baseboards to get the dust off. And back when Longbar Pasano was younger and he was the abbot of Wapananachat, he was known to walk around the monastery and kind of run his finger along surfaces, and if there was dust on it, kind of look of disapproval. So light fixtures, a shrine, it's good to keep the shrine clean. And if our dwelling place is clean, that's a very good practice. We'll go back there and it automatically brighten the mind when we get back there to our dwelling place. There's Ajahn Man, this bhikkhu on the photo there. When somebody would go to his kuti, it would be unbelievable how well swept it was and how everything was stacked neatly and well organized. And he was a forest monk who always lived far away from society, but he still put a lot of effort into cleaning his dwelling place and keeping everything neat and sweeping his walking meditation path. And then his walking meditation path was well used. A well-swept walking meditation path invites one to use it. And also I want to recommend that everybody here make use of these afternoons. So rather than hanging out in the kitchen and making coffee and tea and hanging out and chatting for a long time, recommend that to take the opportunity to do some walking meditation, do some sitting meditation in solitude. That's really what this place is for. And then we'll gain some benefits from doing that. Walking meditations, it's kind of difficult to connect with for a lot of people, monastics included. But if we do engage in the walking meditation practice and we do it for an hour or longer, then we will start to connect with it. And whether we're using Buddho or reciting a mantra in our mind, Buddho or some other mantra that we might connect with while we're doing walking meditation, or we can focus on the feeling in the bottom of the feet, or we could focus on how we're walking and just relaxing the body and making the body comfortable while we're doing walking meditation. And if we do that, then we will start to feel a bit more calm and settled, relaxed during the walking meditation, and then it'll become more enjoyable. And we may even find that we can do walking meditation for many hours in the afternoon because we have that open time, we have that opportunity to do that in the afternoon. And I found when you do walking meditation for longer than an hour, you'll start to notice that the shadows on the trees moving, and you'll know, oh, yesterday when I did walking meditation, the shadows on the trees started here and they ended in this other place. And then you don't have to use a watch. You can just know that when the shadow goes to that place, then then that's long enough for the walking meditation, or you'll have a rough idea of what time it is. And you'll start to notice the natural surroundings, the birds. Certain birds come out at certain times of day. So, about 4 or 5 p.m., the mountain quails do their kind of evening calls. So they do a one call in the morning, and they do another kind of clucking-like call in the afternoon. And sometimes you can tell the time from the birds that are singing in the forest. And so walking meditation, it's not that easy because we're inundated with information these days, and we have, say, cell phones and the opportunity for distraction all the time, or if not that, then going into the library and reading books looking for some new information. But if we engage in walking meditation and sitting meditation in the afternoon, then also Luang Por would say to read the book of the heart and get the information that we're not seeing. And it's not always that pleasant, because sometimes there may be places that need to be cleaned out, just like the floors that need to be, the dirty corners that don't normally get cleaned. That's what we're cleaning when we're doing walking meditation and sitting meditation. So we have that quiet time, that opportunity in the afternoons to focus on the mind and see what's going on in there and take a look. It's not always going to be peaceful, but then if we actually do the meditation, what I've found is when you actually do it, even if it's unpleasant or it's not peaceful, we will always tend to feel better afterward, and then it kind of builds from there if we keep doing it, if we're diligent with our practice. So I think it's good to put in a plug for making use of the afternoons and doing some practice. I'll leave that for morning reflection.